Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to this live stream. I'm so excited to be here with you this morning as I'm going to talk about the $1 million business accelerator. If you're a coach, a consultant, or a professional entrepreneur, I want to show you today how to unlock the power of selling high dollar clients and programs. So often I see people who are not hitting their big goals. They're not getting to the levels that they want, and they could be so much faster. So today I want to share with you what I call the $1 million business accelerator. This is the model that I used to get to my first $1 million. It's the same model I teach my clients that have helped people get to $1 million even in a 12-month period from zero. So it is a powerful, powerful model. If you are just joining me, please hop on and say hi. I would love to know who's on with me. And here's the thing. If you are watching the replay, hit hashtag replay as well. But I want you to know that if you are good at what you do, almost anyone can move into this model. And it's been very, very seldom. In fact, I don't know if it's really ever happened where I could not move someone into a premium model, because I'm going to show you the fail proof ways to be able to do this today. Now, I just want to say you need to be good at what you do. Okay. You can't get $50,000, $100,000 plus clients if you're not good at what you do. But if you are, then this is for you. I am very excited you're here. So say hi. Okay, very quickly, if you don't know who I am, my name is Ann Carden. I'm a top business growth strategist and consultant for coaches, consultants, professional service entrepreneurs who want to get into a $500,000, $1 million business or more, but they want it with simplicity. They want a simple model. They want more freedom in their life. They want to make a lot more money, but they don't want to give their life away. So I help them move into a premium model if they haven't done this. So this is what I'm talking about today. Okay, if you want help doing this, if you want to sell high-end clients and programs, then you can book a call with me at acarden.com, or you can attend my next workshop, expertinyouworkshop.com. You can go and apply to that now. Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you took the highest thing that you sell right now and you tripled how much you sell that for, you 3 times how much you sell that for, if you did that, would that make a difference in your business or in your life? Now, maybe it wouldn't make a huge impact depending on your pricing. But if you 3 times that, would that make a difference? Type yes. Yes, that would make a difference. What would that happen? What would happen in your business if you were able to get 3 times more per client? See, I like to help a lot of my clients take their highest package and move it to their lowest package and even make it a cash offer. It can't always be done, but a lot of times it can be done. So if you hi everyone, thank you for joining me. If you could take the highest offer right now and triple that, what would that do for you, for your life? Okay. What if you could 10 times it, 10 times that offer? What would that do for you? Yes. Angie says, yes, that would make a difference. Absolutely. Because this is the impact that most people can have in their own business, and they're not doing it. All right. So, how can you do this? Well, there are 4 things to look at. All right. Now, I'm not going to go into marketing today. I'm not going to go into, those are all pieces of this. I'm just going to talk about your offers, what you are selling. How you're selling high-end clients and program, your packages, and how you have things structured. Okay. So there are 4 things to look at to do this. All right. If you're going to 10 times or 3 times or 5 times, like I help a lot of my clients do, what their highest thing is, and bring those clients in, it changes their life. I think about one of my clients who was a mindset coach, $1,797 she was selling her thing for it, and she's brilliant. She's amazing. We did what I'm going to share with you today, and she closed her first $40,000 client in a 10-minute conversation, 10 minutes. And here's what I want you to know. It is a lot easier to close big deals than it is to close small clients. And when I made the shift shift in my business, my entire, not just the money changed in my business and like it does with my clients, but over and over they'll say, "Oh my gosh, working with these high-end clients is a complete game changer. I love my business now. I love what I'm doing," because you will find that they're actually easier to close and they're easier to work with when you structure things in the right way. Now, a lot of people give away too much of their time. They think they equate what they are charging with time. That's wrong. That isn't what we're talking about today. Okay, because you don't need to give away more time just because you're charging 3 or 10 times more. It's all how you put the pieces together and how you package it. Okay, so how can you do this? I'm going to show you, I'm going to open up my screen here really quick and share it because I want to show you a couple of things here, two different ways really that you can build a business. So give me 1 second to get to my screen. Okay, I need to find my, hold on 1 second. All right. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to share my screen and pull this up. I hope you can see this. Let me look on my phone to make sure this is coming in right. So give me just 1 second. Sorry about this, because for some reason I'm not sure it's coming in right. Okay, I'm just going to check on my. Okay, can you, because I can't see myself anymore, I can't see, I don't think this is coming in right. Hold on. No, it's not. Let me figure out what's going on. Okay. Okay, it's not coming in. I apologize. So I'm just going to have to tell you about it. So sorry about that. Not sure what's going on. But what I wanted to show you is really the two ways to build a business. One way is the volume method. Okay, this is where, hi Kathy, good to see you. One way is the volume method. This is where you have to sell a lot of clients to be able to get to the levels that you want. And so if you look at a volume method, for example, this is what I see a lot. This happens with consultants a lot. Maybe they're selling their services for, say, $200 an hour. Well, you need 96 hours a week for 52 weeks to get to $1 million. So, okay, you're going to have help, right? It's impossible. You're not going to be able to do that. Even if you're selling something for $7,500, you need 133 people. And even if you're selling something for $10,000, which is what a lot of people are out there teaching. By the way, if you're not selling something for $10,000, you should be. Okay, that should be your minimum offer. If you are selling something for 10,000, you need 100 people. 100 people, okay? But with a high fee, high profit model, which is what I teach, the Expert in You method, if you're selling something for 15,000, you need 64 people. So you need almost a little more than half of what the other model was. If you're selling something for 25,000, you only need 40 people. 50,000, you only need 20 people to get to $1 million. If you're selling something for 100,000, which a lot of you could be doing because of the space you're working in, you only need 10 people. And if you're selling something for $200,000, or you can see even beyond, you only need 5 people. I had a startup coming from corporate, and she was brilliant at what she did. And we put together, her starting offer was $200,000, and she was able to go out, and she actually had a waiting list for that offer when she went out and just shared it with people. So I want you to know that if you truly are an expert, you can do bigger things in your business. All right. So here's how you do this. The first thing, there are four ways really to be able to move into really premium services and to move to premium clients. The first one is you have to raise the perceived value. So you can't get Lamborghini prices. I use this a lot. I know many of you have probably heard this. You cannot get Lamborghini prices if you look like the cheap used car. Okay. If what you are selling looks like the cheap used car, nobody's going to pay you the Lamborghini prices. And so you have to make sure that the perceived value is there. This is the perception that clients have of what you are selling. It has to make sense. The pricing has to make sense with the offer. And so often people don't have this structured right. And so they're leaving a ton of money on the table when really it is just a few little tweaks and shifts that can catapult those offers. One of my clients was charging $4,000 or $7,000, and we restructured his business and gave him a $25,000 offer. He put all of his focus behind that $25,000 offer, and he hired a small commission sales team. Hear this. And he went to from zero, because he had been trying to launch his business for 6 months. It was going nowhere, going nowhere. But he was amazing. And what he had was really great. So we just repackaged things, put some new marketing in place, put a new sales process in place, made it very rinse and repeat. He was able to hire that small commission sales team, and he went from zero to almost $1 million in the first 12 months. After the 6 months when he finally came to me. So zero to $1 million in 12 months. And this is the power of the model that I'm talking about. What do you think? Is this resonating? Hit yes if you want to do this. So when you go after your highest end thing, or even if you can raise the value of that, you can make bigger, faster financial leaps. Okay. And then put your focus behind that. Put your focus behind selling the highest thing. Go after the market for that, instead of trying to just sell all these different things. I always say sell high. And then if someone can't buy that, what else do you have? That's where those other layers and those other levels come into your business. So you have multiple ways people can work with you. Okay. So raise the perceived value. This is the outside perception of what someone is buying. It has to make sense. If it doesn't make sense, they're never going to pay you that amount of money. All right. Now, you have to be in front of the right people, right, that can afford to pay you. And that brings me to the next thing. You may have to level up your market. So you might be already working with a market that you could be charging these fees, but you need to level it up. You're trying to get the bottom people instead of the top people. So do you need to level up the market you're working in? So that is another way that you can get premium clients and programs and sell these, right? The third thing is you need to solve a bigger problem, or a more urgent problem. So if you're not solving a big enough problem, you're not going to get big fees. So for example, if someone is helping people get to their first $50,000, okay, if you're a business coach, well, that's not a huge deal. You're not going to be able to charge but probably $5,000 or $10,000 for that. And so you've got to solve bigger problems, and it doesn't just have to be money. Let's take, for example, I don't work with divorce coaches and people like that. I can, but I don't typically. I work mostly in B2B and professional space. But even if you are a divorce coach and you can help a high level CEO stop from getting a divorce, well, how much is that worth to him? He's probably making, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or maybe even millions of dollars a year. What would be the cost of that divorce? And so, but if you don't have this packaged and structured in the right way with the right messaging and all of those pieces, it doesn't have a perceived value that is high enough or urgent enough. So a lot of times the urgent problem, solving the bigger problem, is just a restructuring of what you're already doing. So when you shift this, now you can get those more premium clients. All right. Is this making sense? I would love to hear your comments. Hold on, okay. Let me know. I would love to see who's on here with me, and if this makes sense. Okay. The fourth way you can get these premium clients and programs is you have to change the market you're in. So let me just say this. A lot of coaches are out there going after individuals, and they have this brilliance and this great experience, and they're going after individuals, which if you think about somebody, let's say an employee, for example, they're going after an employee to try to sell them something. You can't sell an employee something super, super high because they're probably limited on funds. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying you're not going to get the highest fees that you can because of the market that you're trying to serve. I was having a conversation with someone a couple days ago who is excellent at sales. He's been in sales like for years and years. And I was watching a lot of his marketing, and I reached out to him and I said, and he follows me, and we're connected, and he always is responding on my posts. And I reached out to him and I said, so tell me what you're selling. Like, what do you have packaged up? And he started telling me, and he goes, I know I'm not your avatar, Ann. And I said, well, what would make you say that? I said, you're exactly my avatar. He said, because I don't sell high-end programs. I go, exactly. That is why you're my avatar, because what I saw was the target market that he was going for. The individuals that he was going for were not going to be able to pay him much more than he was charging. But if he would, but I said with a few shifts, if you went after the companies that those individuals worked for, and you started working with the company to help their teams, big difference, right? You could 10 or 20 times what you're charging. So a lot of times you have to go after a different avatar, a different market. It's the same way that my client was able to go from $1,797 for a 90-day program on Facebook to making 40 and $50,000 for a client, and then having them renew even the next year. And so over and over again, I help people do this. I can bet you, if you right now, if you took your highest thing, I'll bet you could charge so much more for that with just a few shifts. Is this making sense? So raise the perceived value. It's got to look like it's worth more. You have to understand how to make it look like a Lamborghini, and that it's worth Lamborghini prices instead of the cheap used car. I can't say that enough. The second thing is solve a bigger problem. Maybe the problem that you're solving isn't big enough. And so you've got to level up the problem, or at least the perceived problem that you're solving. And most people can do this if they're great at what they do. A lot of times it's so hard to understand the value that you can bring to the market because you're too close to it. You can't see it. You can't see it the same way I can see it in you, because I'm trained to do this and I've done it with hundreds and hundreds of people. And so, but solve a bigger problem. Maybe you could take how you're currently selling your services, and you could put all of those things together. So, one of my clients was a marketing consultant, and he was doing like branding kind of stuff, and everything was sort of a la carte on the pick from the menu. Then he put together a proposal, blah, blah, blah. Okay, all that stuff. And he was selling his services, his highest thing. Everything was like piecemealed, right? People could piecemeal, and he was selling it for like $3,000. Well, because of the market he was going after, that made sense. He probably couldn't have got much more. But when we shifted his market and we repackaged his services, he started closing $30,000 clients like clockwork, and his business exploded 500% within 1 year. And then he had to grow. Like he had to start building a little bit of a team to start helping him, because he got stuck in the fulfillment, right? And so this is all part of building that $1 million business. But big difference going from a $3,000 thing to a $30,000 thing. Or even if you're selling something for $100,000, but you're working with organizations, you can restructure that sometimes to even double that or triple that. And here's the thing. Let's say you're selling something for $100,000. Now, some of you on here, that might blow your mind, but what if you move that to your lowest tier offer? And then you actually created a $300,000 or $200,000 offer. If they didn't buy that, you could still sell them the $100,000 thing, right? So most people are not doing this. It's like they're giving them one way to buy something. There's just all kinds of problems around being able to do this. Okay, so raise the perceived value, solve a bigger, more urgent problem. If you're solving an urgent problem to your market today, then you will get people to buy. The third thing is maybe you need to change your market. Maybe you should be working with teams and companies and organizations instead of going after individual people. That in itself can totally change the game. Go after people with money. And then finally, you might have to level up the market you're in. Your message might be pulling in the wrong people. And so you're like, I don't really know how I could get more money for this. Level things up. You've got to level up your message. You've got to go after a higher level, a higher client within the market that you're already in. So you maybe don't have to change your market. Maybe you just have to change your offers and your message. And again, I'm not going to go into the marketing and all of that, but maybe you just need to change that. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is I've basically been talking more about one-to-one services here, which is your highest tier offer. That should be the very high thing that you sell. But then you're going to get into problems with scalability, right? So you might now get stuck in fulfillment. And so you might have to take a step back and maybe bring in a small team, or you might have to go to a one-to-many approach where now you are working with many people in a very structured way. So a scalable model. Here's the other thing. I see a lot of people do scalability before they ever do premium. So they're out there building their business with scalability, but really they've got $50,000-$100,000 clients sitting right there in their network, and they're not even selling anything like that. They don't even have those kinds of offers. All of this, oh my gosh, it just kills me because you're just leaving a fortune on the table. So I'm telling you, it changed my life when I moved to this model. It helped me get to my first million. When I work with my clients and we them to this model, it is life changing for them. It totally changes their life. One of my clients was out there selling something for 3,500, and within a week of us working together, she closed a 50K client. She said, now she could have closed them for 100, but there was no way she would have been able to make that mindset shift from 3,500 to 100 that fast. We'd only had one session. And so, but because that's a piece of it, right? And there are other components that go into this. But if you don't think about these four things that I've shared today, and you don't think about how you can triple or even 10 times to have an offer like that, you can't sell it. You've got to have something premium. The other thing I will tell you is a lot of times your pricing, for a lot of you, it is actually repelling the best clients. It's repelling the best people because they think you're not for them. They think you are not for them. So most of you, if you have a business and you have excellence in what you do and you're good at what you do, I can 99% guarantee you could be doing bigger things, and you're not because you're too close to it. You can't see it. Okay. So take a look at your business. Think about, if I could 3 times this, what would that do? What would I do with my clients? If I could 10 times this, what would I do with my clients? What would be the big thing that I could offer them? How could I restructure this? And then from there, you can't put the marketing and all of that in place until you have the offers, right? And also have multiple ways people can work with you, but always sell the high first. Put the juice behind the high thing. And then when people come in, you can sell them lower if that is not a fit. I go after my high-end clients, and if they come to me, I can offer them something lower if they're not prepared or they're not in a place yet to invest in my highest thing. Then I have other ways they can work with me. So this is another thing. You should have multiple ways that people can invest, but always sell the high thing first. Market the high, put the juice after the high, put the energy after selling the high. Start with the high first, and then everything else becomes a downsell. You cannot convince me it's easier to get people to upsell than it is to close a deal because you downsell somebody. And a lot of people think like this. Oh, I'll start low and then I'll ascend people. It's a very small percentage of people that ascend. So just sell the high thing. And then when they come to you for the high thing, if it's not a fit, you can downsell them and close them into something. So I hope this has been helpful. What do you think? I would love to know your takeaways. Over and over again, I do this with my clients. I mean, the packaging and pricing and all that, that's just the first step, right? You still have to have the right marketing and positioning and the right sales process. And those are all pieces. And then how do you scale this thing to get to 1 million? What do you need? What are the gaps? So all of those things you can do. And those are all the areas that I work in with my clients. I don't just help them with packaging and pricing, but look, this is your revenue model. If you don't get this part right, you're going to be leaving money on the table, and you're going to make it harder for yourself to get into those bigger numbers. So let me know what you think. I would love to hear your takeaways. And again, if you want to come to my next workshop to see how you can sell really premium services and programs, you can go to expertinyouworkshop.com and apply. There is an application process. We want to make sure that you truly are good at what you do and that you can do this in your business. But hey, if you don't want to wait until the workshop and you just want to book a call with me and get my help and take a look at your business and see how we can work together to do this in your business, just book a call. You don't have to wait until the workshop. You can go to acarden.com and book a strategy call with me. And here's the thing, here's the promise that I make you. If I cannot help you, if I do not think you can do this in your business, I will not invite you to be a client. I mean, that's just a fact. So I don't take on people that I don't truly 100% believe that I can help. And I'm just in integrity that way. And I do turn away people. Now, I have my marketing pretty dialed in, so it's rare that I get people anymore that can't work with me. And so, but look, if it's not a fit, I'll let you know. Okay. So book a call or go to my workshop. I would love to hear your takeaways and let me know. Let me see. I think I've got a question here. Let me see if I can see this question before I hop off of here. The problem with Restream is I can't really see the questions the same way. And so I'm seeing part of a question, but you know what? I am going to go back and check the feed, and I'll check the questions, and I promise you, I will answer your question. Okay. And if you have any comments or any questions, go ahead and put them in there and I'll get back with you. All right. You all have an amazing day. God bless you. Go rock your business. Bye-bye. Thanks for being here. I should have said